Hi everyone, Dr. Skirbo here from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Massachusetts, Wareham to be precise, close to Cape Cod, if you're wondering. Today we're going to look at Andrew Yang. I've been promising this, especially for you, Yvette, so I didn't forget. Andrew Yang is running for president for the Democratic nomination of the presidency for 2020. He actually announced back in 2017 his platform, his platform, or the name of his, his slogan is Humanity First. And we'll see why, because it's in his numbers. So Andrew Yang was born in 1975 in Schenectady, New York. And I believe he is Korean American. Well, he's American, but I think his folks are Korean. And so his one of his major points is something called universal basic income. He feels that anyone over 18 should get $1,000 a month just for being a U.S. citizen. And so that they have the opportunity to progress through life without, and just having enough to sort of support themselves as they pursue higher education, as they pursue job training, or as they pursue entrepreneurial way of doing, they want to be an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for pretty much my entire career, and it is not an easy life, let me tell you. But everything has a benefit, and everything has a cost, and you have a lot of freedom, but you're always pushing in a certain way to do your own thing, and sometimes that can be a challenge. And to have, if I had a basic income like that, it would have made things a little bit easier for me, for sure. So I can appreciate that. And a lot of millennials are backing him up. And, some people might say that's because millennials are lazy, but it's mostly because millennials have so much debt coming out of school. And, it's interesting because that generation, the millennials, are the Pluto in Scorpio generation. And Scorpio deals with debt. And so they sort of come in with a lot of debt of all kinds. And really they're coming in to learn about how to find peace and stability and abundance in their life. And this would be a great thing for that generation for sure, and generations past that, because there's going to be so much technology. A lot of robots are going to be taking away the jobs that these people would normally do. Like a lot of kids, their first job is at McDonald's or something like that. Those jobs are going to are going to be taken over by robots. And what do those kids do? So we do need to have this is something that's important to look at, really. But let's talk about Andrew Yang. Enough about universal income. Now, Andrew Yang has a short name, and so it's interesting. Who was it that I did just recently? Macron, and he had like a name like that, So it's kind of fun to do somebody with a short name. So Andrew Yang, his soul vibration is actually a 7 vibration, and the 7 vibration is actually not located in one of the circles on the Tree of Life, but it's located here. One second, I have to find my highlighter. I should have highlighted it. It's actually on one of the paths right here. And it's on the path between Baina and Gebura. And so it's third eye and throat chakra. So it's really about vision and co-creation. Okay, so that's where his soul sits. And the 7 vibration is actually the Chariot card. Now, your soul vibration is your inner feminine side. It is really, for all intents and purposes, who you are on the inside. And it's something that you need to stay in good relationship with in order to stay healthy. It is the inner feminine side. It is, in fact, the soul vibration. And so this is something that he would be very in touch with in his own self, and something that he needs to stay in a good relationship with, as I said. And the 7 card is actually the Chariot card. So this is somebody on the move. Now, the Chariot card, one of the symbologies of the Chariot card is we have this person in armor, in their chariot, sort of going down a path. Um, and the Chariot card is about the soul's journey on the path, and sort of doing your soul's work, right? That's the soul's journey. This is associated with the sign of Cancer. This is associated with the sign of Cancer. Now, I don't have Andrew's chart, but what I can do is I can look in the ephemeris and see. Let's see, he was born in 1975. So if you just give me a second, I will pull that up. I'll pull it up. I'll open the page. You know, old school, as it were. And it's January 13th. Here we go, 1975. So let's see. He is he's a Capricorn. Now it looks like his moon is either in Capricorn or Aquarius. I would err on the side of Aquarius, because he does call his slogan "Humanity First," and that's a very Aquarian ideal. Okay, so he's got that. He has his Mercury in Aquarius. He's got his Venus in Aquarius, so a lot of Aquarius. He has Mars in Sagittarius, very philosophical. He has, let's see, he has his Jupiter in Pisces, very, that's another humanity, good to humanity thing. Saturn in Cancer. Interesting. Cancer is about nurturing and support and family and security, emotional security, and that whole idea of universal income would sort of go along with Saturn in Cancer. He has Uranus in Scorpio, that's a subgenerational signature. Neptune in Sag, subgenerational, and Pluto in Libra. So he's a Pluto in Libra generation. So he doesn't have Cancer as far as a sign in his chart, but he could have a very full fourth house. We don't know because we don't have his time of birth. If you happen to hear about it or know him and he's willing to give me that information, you guys can share it with me and we could look at his chart, which is even more enlightening, because then you have all the information that you need. Okay, so we have his soul vibration as a 7. So we talked about the 7. One of the things that a 7 soul has to do is that they need time to be alone. 7 is very analytical, so he has a very analytical side to himself. But he also needs time to be alone to sort of collect his thoughts and collect just he needs time to ponder. 7s love to ponder. And 7s are a little hard to know because they're trying to figure themselves out as we go. I'm sorry about that. Let me see if I can get rid of that sound for you guys. I know you can hear it pretty well. So let me try to get rid of it. Right, no. Close. This problem is the volume thing is right where that happens. Okay, so now it's closed. So now we shouldn't be disturbed. Okay, so that's his soul. Now his outer personality is a 6 vibration. It's actually a 42-6 vibration. We get that from adding up his consonants. And the outer personality is sort of the more masculine side. And it's a 6. So 6 is really concerned with how to foster the potential of others. Right? It's a very community-oriented number. It's also very idealistic. It's connected to the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups, like a lot of times when you get the 2 of Cups, especially in political readings, I always see it as, the ability to reach across the aisle, the ability to work with others, kind of play, what is that, what they used to say when you were a little kid, play nice with others, that kind of thing. It is a water vibration. It's associated with Cancer. Remember, he has his Saturn in Cancer. And so it is concerned with nurturance. But it can be very idealistic, and it can have a very high expectation around love and responsibility to other people. And this can get them a little bit in trouble, because when you have high expectations around love, it's very easy to be wounded through that because of your high expectations. And I cannot seem to find the 2 of Cups. It's hiding. It does not want to come out. Okay, I'll keep talking and I'll pull it out if I can find it, and I'll show it to you. Of course, you guys know what the 2 of Cups looks like, right? Okay, so the other thing about his outer personality as a 42/6 is it's actually his shadow vibration as well. And so everything I just said can have its shadow side. And I would say maybe he has some unrealistic expectations. It could be just in his personal view. Or in his personal experience. One of the things that the 6 does is that the 6 really is interested in helping people reach their potential. And, as I said when I was talking about Eric Swalwell, because he also has that as his shadow vibration, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't always make them drink. And so it can be very disappointing for the person who's trying to help somebody else and who doesn't necessarily want. It has left the building. The 2 of Cups has left the building. It's probably stuck in my ephemeris somewhere. Excuse me. Oh, this is making me nuts. Okay, well, 2 Cups. All right, so we have somebody who's, and what's interesting about both these vibrations is they're both Cancer vibrations. So this is in the 7 as associated with the Chariot card, which is associated with the sign of Cancer, and the 42/7, which is also associated with the sign of Cancer. And so this is somebody who's very much a nurturer at heart, and on the inside and the outside. And when we get to this expression vibration, which is the balance of the inner and outer self, we get a 49/4. And the 49/4, first of all, the 4 is a number of building. And so this is somebody who builds things. This is a manifester, okay? And it is, again, the 49 is actually another water sign, another water vibration. And it is actually a Pisces vibration. And of course, Pisces is always very humanitarian. So we have somebody who cares about people and is very humanitarian. In fact, in order for him to find balance in himself, he needs to sort of express that part of himself. Now, the 49/4 is located right here in Yesod. Yesod is foundation, connected to the moon. Remember, I said I think his moon might be in Aquarius. Okay, but even if it's in Capricorn, Capricorn is very responsible. Aquarius is more humanitarian or more interested in humanity, whereas Capricorn could be a little bit more interested in their own success. Okay, when you get to Aquarius, it's sort of like I succeed, you succeed, we all succeed together, and that sounds more like him. Okay, yeah. So we have the 49/4 vibration, which is the 9 of Cups. Okay, and this 9 of Cups is one of the 9 of Cups that usually it's the guy sitting in front of the cups with the red hat on and his legs are spread and he's all like, these are my cups and you can't have them. This is actually much more of I believe, a 9 of Cups for Andrew Yang, where he's like, look at the abundance we can all share. And so it's a really beautiful vibration, I think. Okay, so, and yet he can be overly optimistic and get disappointed through it. Your shadow vibration is where you have a block. And the 42/6 is located in Hokmah up here in the third eye energetically. And so he can have some blocks in that place. Sometimes your shadow comes up as like a physical condition, and people have shadows in their third eye, so to speak, from the numbers associated with Bina, which is over here, or Hokmah, can sometimes have headaches. You're going to have headaches, especially migraines. So I don't know if he does or not. Okay, so let's talk about his path of life, because this is what he's learning. And his path of life is a 36/9 vibration, which is a Sagittarius vibration, which is the sign of his Mars. Eric Swalwell also had, I think, a Mars in Sagittarius, interestingly enough. And so Mars in Sagittarius is very optimistic, sometimes too optimistic, right? Sagittarius. Very philosophical, very inclusive, okay? It depends. I mean, on the positive side, I guess we could say, of Sagittarius. It can be very broad-minded, looking at the big picture, very philosophical, big picture stuff. So that's part of what he's learning in this lifetime. The 9 is the number of the highest and the lowest. So he is going to be exposed to the highest that humanity has to offer and the lowest as well. And he will have to, through his interactions in life, come to understand that there is a giant umbrella of ways of being, right? And he's learning about humanity. He's learning about humanity and what it means to be in the nitty gritty. The 36/9 vibration is located in the root chakra in Malkuth. And Malkuth is very often the place, first of all, it's the place of famous people, Malkuth. It is the place of people who can create dynasties or, great giant concerns can be in Malkuth. People tend to be famous for something in Malkuth. And so he is. So he is in his way. But 9 is the number of humanity. And his slogan is humanity first, right? And so this sort of goes along with that. It's also an ability for us to function on the physical plane. That universal, what is that? I'm sorry, universal basic income helps people to live. Malkuth is the place of survival, and he's trying to figure out how to get people to survive and then ultimately thrive with this vibration. Okay, so and this is a little messy, and I apologize for it. I did this very, very quickly. He's on this line, just like Eric Swalwell was. He's 5 years older than Eric Swalwell, but he's of the same generation, the Pluto and Libra generation. And his vibration here is a 5 vibration. And 5 is associated with Taurus. And what's interesting about that is that right now Uranus is in Taurus. And Uranus is going to shake things up. And Taurus is money. So over the next 6.5 years, the whole monetary system is going to get shook up. And, this is part of that. And this is not something, he didn't come up with this by himself. I think there are countries, probably the Scandinavian countries, who are working with this idea and finding it very helpful. So, I think this is great. I think it's great. And he seems like a really genuine guy who really cares. Now, let's go down here. I'm going to just pull this down a little because this was when he announced. He announced when he was in a 33/6 year, personal year. 6, of course, connects with his outer personality 6, even though it's a different 6. And also his wound 6. And 6 is about community and responsibility and dealing with people's potential and helping people reach their potential. Okay, so there's that 6 vibration. He was actually in an 8 vibration of that 6 vibration. He does have 8 as one of his karmic numbers. He actually has quite a few karmic numbers. What a karmic number means is that it's something that you have to deal with every day. That's really all that means. And it means that you don't have, like he has an 8 karma, he doesn't have any letters in his name that vibrate to an 8. In fact, if there's usually a number missing in, your average name that we have in America, that's not, we'll say foreign, which is ridiculous to say, but anyway, a lot of times there's an 8 missing. If you're born in someplace like Russia, where they have a lot of D's and Z's in their name, and M's, they don't have as much of an issue. That's not their thing, really, the 8 vibration, but here it is in America. And so 8 is about prioritizing, okay? And it's also about taking responsibility. As you sow, so shall you reap. And it's also about finding your voice, because the 8 is located right between the 2 Sephiroth that make up the throat chakra. Okay, so he is thinking about other people here and the community, and he's expressing what he thinks is going to be important to express. And then down here into 2020, he is going to be in the 18/9 vibration, which is a Pisces vibration, incidentally. But it is a 9, and a lot of times when you're in a 9, it's the ending of something before a new beginning. So it's not a good number to win on, okay? But he is going to be in 11 vibration at that time, okay? It's going to be in 11 vibration, which is the same vibration that Eric Swalwell was in when he when he announced, and then also when it comes up, when the actual election comes up. So, all right, so that's what I want to say about Andrew Yang. Interesting guy. Really, I think he's got his heart in the right place. Is he a little a bit too idealistic for things as they are now, perhaps? But we have to start thinking outside of the box, and this is one of those things that can help us to evolve as better people, having better communities, because after all, we are our brothers and sisters keepers. Have yourself a great day. If you like these videos and if you would like one of these done for you, I do these. You can go to my website, thesiegeoftransformation.com. I'll put something down below so you can find it. You just have to go to my purchase page and purchase the Kabbalistic Life Reading. And it's a 90-minute reading, and almost everybody who comments about after the reading has really enjoyed it. So great. I look forward to the next one. I don't know. Will we get any more? I don't know. Are we going for 20? Or 22 like the major arcana? But it's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.